So, we continue our discussion on IC engine. Today, in fact, we will continue our discussion on Otto cycle. So, today we will try to discuss about the thermodynamic analysis of Otto cycle. So, before I go to discuss about the thermodynamic analysis of Otto cycle, we would like to recapitulate whatever we have discussed in my last lecture. So, if it is Otto cycle, I mean we have seen that we have discussed that SI engine, 4-stroke SI engine, I mean whatever processes are there, I mean if you would like to map the thermodynamic states at the end of each and every stroke in a thermodynamic plane, we need to consider a air standard cycle, and the air standard cycle which compares the different processes of a 4-stroke SI engine in the Otto cycle. And we have discussed about the processes, different processes, that is that are different stroke, intake, compression, power and exhaust in both the PV and TS plane. So, again today we will recapitulate whatever we have discussed in the last lecture. So, I am not going to discuss in details about those. So, this is PV diagram, and if you can recall that so constant pressure air intake, then there is isentropic compression, then combustion process, which is what is there in our SI engine, that is we need to have spark plug, and at the end of the compression we need to switch on the spark plug and combustion will be initiated. Now, we are considering, rather we are mimicking the constant combustion process by a constant pressure heat addition process. So, this is constant pressure heat addition process. Then again we will have a isentropic expansion, that is, so this is combustion process, isentropic expansion, and then constant pressure heat rejection. So, this is the process. So, suppose this is process 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5. So, this is heat rejection Q out, and this is Q in, which mimics the combustion process. Similarly, if we draw the TS diagram, then what we obtain, that 2 to 3 is isentropic process, then we are having 3 to 4 constant pressure heat addition. So, temperature will increase, then again it is isentropic process, isentropic expansions, and then we will have constant pressure heat rejection. So, temperature will drop. So, this is the process. So, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is the process 2, 3, 4, 5 I mean in TS plane, and this is the PV plane. So, if you would like to go for thermodynamic analysis, so today we will discuss about thermodynamic analysis. Thermodynamic analysis of air standard cycle, rather I can write of air standard Otto cycle. It is very important, thermodynamic analysis of air standard Otto cycle. So, before I go to discuss about the analysis, I mean different processes and work done, heat addition, we would like to discuss about that. We are assuming, although it is not a pure air, there will be a air plus fuel mixture, but we are assuming this is an air standard cycle. So, we will be using ideal gas relationship, that is very important. So, we will be using while you are going to analyze, rather while you are going for thermodynamic analysis of air standard Otto cycle, considering air as an ideal gas, we will be using, although the working substance is not a pure air, but still maybe air plus fuel mixture, but the fraction of fuel is very less. So, we will be considering air as an ideal gas, and then we will be using ideal gas relationship. So, we will be considering air as an ideal gas, right, considering air as an ideal gas, then we will be using ideal gas relationship. So, considering air as an ideal gas, we will be using ideal gas relationship, very important. So, if we now, what are the relationship, that is very important. I am just recapitulating because that is what we have learned in thermodynamics. So, that is PV is equal to RT, P capital V is equal to MRT, P is equal to rho RT, then DH is equal to Cp dt, du is equal to Cv dt. Then for we are assuming P V to the power k is equal to constant. This is for isentropic process, and this will be equal to T V to the power k minus 1 is equal to constant, again for isentropic process. T P to the power 1 minus k by k is equal to constant for isentropic process, and work done W12, that will be P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus k, that is equal to R into T2 minus T1 divided by 1 minus k. So, these are the relationship we will be using while we are going to discuss about the thermodynamic analysis of a air standard Otto cycle, whatever maybe Otto and diesel cycle. So, now we will discuss systematically. Suppose if we discuss process 1 to 2, process 1 to 2, why we are doing, because we need to know what is the efficiency. We are providing some energy because we are supplying fuel. So, only to have a mathematical expression for the thermodynamic efficiency of the cycle, we need to do this analysis. So, process 1 to 2, if you can recall, that is, you know, that constant pressure intake process. So, constant pressure intake process, right. So, that is P1 is equal to P2, right. So, whatever it is, I mean constant pressure, let us say this is P constant, and W1 to 2, that will be equal to PC into V1 minus V2, or V1 minus, if we go back, so this is V2 minus V1. So, this is for process 1. Similarly, if we go back for, if we go for process 2 to 3, what is the process? Process 2 to 3 is isentropic compression. So, this is isentropic compression process, very important. Isentropic compression process, that is what is done, all valves are closed, right. So, this process 1 to 2, intake valve open, exhaust close. For process 2 to 3, all valves are closed. So, what I can write? So, T2, process 2 2. So, T2 is equal to T3, very important, V1 by V2 to the power k minus 1. We are assuming air as an ideal gas and we are using ideal gas relationship. So, T2 is equal to T3 into V1 minus V2 to the power k minus 1. So, that is equal to, you know, T1, sorry, T2 equal to T1, sorry, T3, I am writing T3. So, T3 will be equal to T2 into V2 by, that will be V2 by V3 to the power k minus 1, that is T2 into V2 by V3 to the power k minus 1. That is, what is V2 by V3? If we go back the previous slide, V2 by V3 is the compression ratio. So, here V2 by V3 is equal to compression ratio. That is RC. So, this is very important, this is compression ratio, V2 by V3 is equal to RC is equal to compression ratio. Now, So, isentropic compression process T3 is equal to T2 into V2 by V3 to the power k minus 1, that is T2 into RC to the power k minus 1. So, that is T2 into RC to the power k minus 1. So, this is the process 2-3 isentropic compression process, all the valves closed, fine. Now, question is, in this process we need to do some work. So, work done. So, I mean no heat interaction, and P3 is equal to P2 into V1 by V2 V2 by V3 to the power V2 by V3 to the power k is equal to P2 into V2 by V3 to the power k, that is P2 into RC to the power k. This is very important. Isentropic process, so Q223 is equal to 0, no heat interaction, but W223 is there, that is what is W223, that is P3 V3 minus P2 V2 by, is very important, that is P3 V3 minus P2 V2 divided by 1 minus k, that is equal to R T3 minus T2 divided by 1 minus k. So, this is as good as U1 minus U2 minus U3 minus U2, that is that is U2 minus U3. So, CV into T2 minus T3. So, we are using all the ideal gas relationship while we are calculating the pressure, temperature at the end of the compression stroke. So, at the end of the compression strokes we are calculating temperature, pressure and work done, because no heat interaction. So, Q2 is equal to 0, and for that we are utilizing the ideal gas relationship. So, next is process 3 to 4, and that process is constant pressure heat addition that mimics the combustion process. So, constant pressure heat addition, that is very important heat addition. So, this process is constant pressure heat addition, that is combustion, right, and again all valves are closed. All valves are closed. So, again we need to know the pressure and constant pressure on change, but sorry, this is constant volume, I am writing constant volume, sorry, this is constant volume heat addition process, this is constant volume, not constant pressure, constant volume heat addition process. In SI engine, combustion process is mimicked by a constant volume heat addition process, not constant pressure. So, volume will be same, but we need to calculate pressure. So, V3 that is V3 is equal to V4 is equal to VTDC. This is very important because volume is the TDC. Work done W23 constant volume, so it will be 0, but we need to know calculate heat addition. So, Q223 that is equal to Q in, that is because of combustion process. So, that will be equal to M dot F calorific QHV heating value into eta C. It is very important that Q3 to 4. So, this is Q3 to 4. Q3 to 4 is equal to Q in is equal to mass flow rate of fuel heating value into combustion efficiency, that equal to M dot M MM into CV into T4 minus T3. So, this is the Q in, but small q3 to 4 that equal to what, that is equal to Q in, that will be equal to CV into T4 minus T3. So, this is essentially U4 minus U3. So, this is the heat addition in the combustion process, and this T4 is equal to T max, that can be seen from TS diagram, and P 4 is equal to P max. So, this is process 3 to 4, that is constant volume heat addition process, fine. Then process 4 to 5. What is process 4 to 5? If you go back to my previous slide, and then it is process 4 to 5 is isentropic expansion. So, if it is isentropic expansion, then of course we can write, but again we need to calculate pressure and temperature. T3 is equal to T max, P4 is equal to P max, that is what we obtain. Then process 4 to 5 is isentropic power expansion stroke. So, this is isentropic expansions power stroke, all valves are closed. right, and then Q45 is equal to 0 because isentropic process, that is very important. T5 is equal to T4 into V4 by V5 to the power k. So, k minus 1. So, that is equal to T4 into V4 by V5 to the power k minus 1. So, V4 by V5, if we go back to see, V4 is equal to what? V4 is equal to V3 and V5 is equal to V2. So, I can write T4 into V4 is equal to V 3 by V2 to the power k minus 1. So, that T5 equal to T4 into 1 by RC to the power k minus 1, because V2 by V3 is equal to RC, that is what we have written, V2 by V3 is equal to RC. So, now this is the temperature at the end of the expansion stroke, power stroke. Now, what is P4? P4 again, P4 is equal to P5 is equal to P4 into V4 by V5 to the power k. So, that is equal to P4 into V4 by V5 to the power k. So, V4 by V5 is equal to, as I said, 1 by RC. So, P4 by 1 by RC to the power k. So, these are the pressure and temperature at the end of the expansion stroke, that is the power stroke. No heat interaction, isentropic process we are considering, we are taking assumptions, but the pressure and temperature we are calculating using the ideal gas relationship. So, we have obtained pressure and temperature at the end of the expansion stroke, fine. Now, another process is constant volume heat rejection. So, that is process 5 to 6. Process 5 to 6. So, if we go back to my previous slide, process 5 to 2. So, process 5 to 2 is constant volume heat rejection. The constant volume heat rejection. So, I mean, again what we know that exhaust valve open, intake valve close. So, this is exhaust, basically exhaust blow down, and exhaust valve open, intake close. So, this is the process. So, now is a constant volume process. So, work done will be 0. So, V5 is equal to V2 is equal to VBDC, this is there. Now, W5 to 2 is equal to 0, W5 to 2 will be equal to 0, and Q5 to 2, that will be equal to Q out, that will be equal to CV into T5 minus T2, because temperature of the 5 is higher than temperature of the T2 minus T5. If we go back to the, so T2 minus T, but T5 minus T2. So, that should be T5 minus T2 and Q45, T2 C5 m dot mCV into T5 minus T2. So, Q5 to 2, that will be equal to CV into T5 minus T2, T5 minus T2, that is equal to, I mean, this is exhaust valve, exhaust blow down. So, that is equal to U5 minus U2, right. Now, last is constant pressure exhaust. So, that is constant pressure exhaust is 4 minus 5, that is T5 minus T4, T5 minus T4, that is T1 minus T4, that is T1 minus T4, okay, fine. So, that is, this will be m dot CV into T2 minus T5, and this will be equal to T2 minus T5, so that will be equal to U2 minus U5, that will be equal to U2 minus U5. So, that will be equal to U2 minus U5. So, now process 2 to 1, that is non constant pressure exhaust, constant pressure exhaust, right. So, exhaust valve open, intake valve close, then P2 is equal to P1 is equal to Pc, that is we have discussed, and W2 to 1, that will be equal to Pc into again V1 minus V2, this is work done. So, if we go back V1 minus V2, so this is the work done. Now, we need to calculate the efficiency, that is thermodynamic efficiency of the Otto cycle. So, thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle we will calculate now. This is very important, for that we are doing this analysis. So, we have calculated pressure and temperature at the end of each and every strokes, and for that we have used ideal gas relationship, and using ideal gas relationship we have calculated pressure and temperature following at the end of each and every stroke. Then we also have calculated work done, or what is the heat input or what is the heat output from the during combustion and exhaust blowdown process. Now, based on this information we can calculate the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle. So, thermal efficiency of Otto cycle. So, thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle, eta thermal of Otto will be equal to W net by Q in, net work output by net heat input, that is equal to 1 minus Q out divided by Q in. This is important. So, what is Q out? From that we have calculated Q out is Q5 to 2, that is equal to Cv into T2 minus T5, Cv into T2 minus T5, right. That is Q 5 to 2, that equal to Cv into T2 minus T5, and Q in is equal to Cv into T4 minus T3, equal to Cv into T4 minus T3. So, 3 to 4, Q 3 to 4. So, if I plug in the value of Q out and Q in this expression, so what we are getting 1 minus Cv into T2 minus T5 and by Cv into T4 minus T3. So, 1 minus Cv will get cancelled out. So, Cv into T5 minus T2 divided by Cv into T4 minus T3. Just I am writing the positive because T5 is higher than T2. So, I am writing this. Now, so it is 1 minus T5 minus T2 divided by T4 minus T3. This is what we are getting, right. T5 minus T, that is we are getting. Now, T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4. So, T2 by, because T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4. What is T2 by T1? T2 by T1 and T3 T4. So, if I go back to my previous slide, where you can see that T2 by T3 and T4 by T5, that is the temperature we are getting, and that is clearly seen from the TS diagram. So, we are having T5 T2 and T4 T3. So, what we can write that T2 by T1, that is T3 by T2, that is T3 by T2 is equal to what? Is equal to V3 by V2, V1 by V2, V1 by V2 to the power K minus 1. So, what is V1? V1, what is V1? V1 is essentially not V1, V2 by V3, sorry, I am writing. So, that is V2 by V3 to the power K minus 1. What is V2? V2 is from the PV diagram, V2 is V5 and V3 is V4. So, I can write that is V5 by V4 to the power K minus 1. So, that is what? That is equal to T4 by T5, T4 by T5. So, if we rearrange, so from PV diagram we can see that T2 by T1 is equal to V2 by V3 to the power K minus 1, V2 is equal to V5 and V3 is equal to V4, that is clearly seen from the PV diagram. So, now if I rearrange, what we can obtain that so if I again go one step further from the expression of eta thermal, so we can write that what we can write that T1 by T2 is very important. T1 by T2, that is T2 by T3. So, 1 minus T2 by T3 into T5 by T2 minus 1 divided by T4 by T3 minus 1. So, now from this expression what we can write, T5 by T2 will be equal to T4 by T3. So, essentially these two expressions are equal. I mean, if I plug in this value of the expressions, we get 1 minus T2 by T3. So, if I write that eta thermal auto is equal to 1 minus T2 by T3, 1 minus T2 by T3, very important, 1 minus T2 by T3. So, what is 1 minus T2 by T3? So, 1 minus T2 by T3, what is that? So, now T2 by T2, if we go back to the process 2 to 3, then T3 is equal to T2 into R to the power K minus 1. So, we have seen that T3 is equal to T2 into R to the power K minus 1. Therefore, T2 by T3 is equal to 1 by RC to the power K minus 1. Therefore, expression is 1 minus 1 by RC to the power K minus 1. So, this is the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle, which is essentially a function of compression ratio of the engine. So, 1 minus RC to the power K minus 1. So, from this expression you can see that only the compression ratio is needed to determine the thermal efficiency of Otto cycle. As the compression ratio goes up, thermal efficiency goes up. This efficiency is known as indicated thermal efficiency, as heat transfer values are not as the heat transfer values are those to and from the air within the combustion chamber. So, what you can see that if compression ratio is increased, so if we plot now efficiency, thermal efficiency, so if we plot that RC and if we plot the eta thermal, so from this expression it is clearly seen that if we increase compression ratio of the engine, then efficiency, Otto cycle efficiency will increase. So, it will keep on increase, maybe from 1 it will be 1, and then it will keep on increase with increasing in the compression ratio. So, it will keep on increase with increase in the compression ratio. So, this is the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle, but this is known as indicated thermal efficiency. This is indicated thermal efficiency. This is not break thermal efficiency. This is break thermal efficiency, as this efficiency is indicated thermal efficiency. This is not break thermal efficiency. Why? Because heat transfer values are those to and from the air within the combustion chamber. So, we didn't consider heat transfer loss. So, heat transfer values are those, as the heat transfer values are those to and from the combustion chamber, from the air within the combustion chamber. Heat transfer values are those to and from the air within the combustion chamber. So, this is the indicated thermal efficiency, this is not the break thermal efficiency. So, we have calculated, so we did this analysis, thermodynamic analysis, only to have the mathematical expression for the efficiency, the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle. We have calculated the efficiency of the Otto cycle, and we have seen that the efficiency of the Otto cycle or the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle is a function of compression ratio. So, if we keep on increasing compression ratio, then efficiency will increase, but we cannot increase compression ratio to a certain limit, that is we will discuss later, because if you would like to increase compression ratio, then I have discussed that the engine cylinder has to be thicker, so engine weight will be increased. So, with increase in compression ratio, although the efficiency of the Otto cycle will increase, but we cannot increase arbitrarily beyond a particular point, and this efficiency is not the break thermal efficiency, this is not an indicated thermal efficiency, because the heat transfer, as the heat transfer values are those to and from the air within the combustion chamber. So, and see, again I am telling, this is when we are calculating this efficiency, we have taken so many assumptions that the process is isentropic, expansion, isentropic, compressions, but still we are having cooling water jacket around the periphery of the cylinder. So, we will always have a heat transfer from the combustion chamber to the coolant or vice versa, but always we will have a heat transfer from the engine cylinder to the coolant, but those aspects we did not consider if we are calculating the efficiency, and that is why it is indicated thermal efficiency, not the break thermal efficiency. So, we have understood that 4-stroke SI engine, I mean we are approximating engine is we are approximating, this is while we are calculating while we are interested to calculate efficiency, rather the thermodynamic state at the end of each and every strokes, we need to consider air standard cycle. So, we are approximating the different processes using an air standard cycle, and this is the air standard cycle which is known as Otto cycle, which compares the different processes in Otto cycle, compares the different processes in a 4-stroke SI engine. So, and from that considering air standard Otto cycle, we have calculated the pressure and temperature at the end of each and every stroke, and for that we have considered different ideal gas different relationship following ideal gas considering air as an ideal gas, because in reality working substance is not a purely air, there will be air fuel mixture, although these assumptions is not very bad assumptions, because the fraction of air will be the fraction of fuel will be very small. So, we can consider air as an ideal gas, and following that air standard ideal gas relationship, we have calculated temperature and pressure, and using that we have calculated this efficiency, but this is the air indicated thermal efficiency, and we have seen that with increasing compression ratio efficiency will increase, but we cannot increase compression ratio beyond a particular limit. So, with this I stop my discussion today, and we will continue our discussion on diesel cycle in the next class. Thank you very much.